Our new NBC News Wall Street Journal Marist battleground polls show good news for Mitt Romney in Florida, where he's closed the gap with President Obama to just 1 point from a 5-point deficit in September. Let's quickly go to those very fast. So here was Florida, 47-46 now from 49-44. Go to Virginia, where he closed it to 2 points there, 48-46, down from 49-44. But Ohio is a different story. This is where the president actually saw his lead expand by a point, now sitting at 51%, as I told you before. In a week, if this hasn't moved, Romney's going to have to make that tough decision. Does he pull out of Ohio? Because look at how the road works. You give the president Iowa, New Hampshire, and Ohio, all states where he's leading by more than 5 points. He's sitting at 265. That means he's got to decide, where is money better spent? Is a dollar better spent perhaps here in the state of Colorado as he tries to run the table? But by the way, he has to run the table. Can't lose any state. Even the state of Nevada would put President Obama over the top. Let's bring in my panel. Lynn Bartles covers politics for the Denver Post. MSNBC contributor and political editor for thegrio.com is Perry Bacon, Jr. And my third governor today from the state of Colorado, Dick Lamb, former Democratic governor here, now the Colorado director of the University of Denver's Institute of Public Policy. Nice to see all of you. Governor Lamb, I just love this campus.
Great place to work.
A wonderful campus. Yeah. My third and final governor, I'm going to ask you the same question I asked all the other three. What makes Colorado such a swing state?
That it's always an evolution, I guess. There's always new people coming in. And there's these new elements, the Hispanic community, but this has always been a young people's state. And so, you know, young people change. I came up during the time of John F. Kennedy. The young people that came up during the time of Ronald Reagan were much more conservative and Republican. So you have all these young people, and they're sort of always in transition. All
right, Lynn, you're covering this campaign on the ground here. Of the two campaigns, who do you feel like understands the ins and outs of of how Colorado ticks? Which one?
I think it's interesting that I have been contacted at my door and on my phone far more often by the Obama campaign than I have by the Romney campaign.
And what does that tell you? I mean, is it just that they have more of a ground operation, and you see Romney and other evidence of Romney how?
They have a huge ground operation here. I think every few blocks you go, there's a grand opening for another Obama headquarters here. But I think Romney has a presence in the burbs, where in Colorado, it's the burbs that decides who wins.
And is it really a one media market state? I know Grand Junction and Colorado Springs matter, but is it what happens in the Denver suburbs swings the election period?
Well, the population's in the Front Range, so that makes a difference.
Perry, as you've come out here, you've covered this state before in other ways. Colorado and Virginia, to me, have always been, they stuck out like sore thumbs in 2004. The only two states that President Bush carried that had, and Governor Owens mentioned this, the higher level of education advantage than any of the other battleground states.
You could tell they were swing states. I covered John Kerry then, and we went to Colorado and Virginia early on, but then at some point around September, he backed out. So it was a sign they were moving this direction, and now you can see Obama's likely to win Virginia, very close here. These states are changing demographically, as the governor noted, and that's driving some of the changes in the politics as well.
You know, two issue themes that I feel like I see out here, and one of them is near and dear to your heart, Governor Lamb, which has to do with fiscal issues and entitlement reform. And I think Lynn said it's the most famously misquoted thing you ever said about entitlement reform way back when, about, you know, at some point we're going to have to worry that people have a duty to die, when you were talking about how expensive it is when it comes to Medicare and Social Security and entitlements. Fiscal issues here. If Obama doesn't win this state, do you think it would be it's the fiscal issues are the reason?
If he doesn't win the state, you know, I don't think either of them have shown particularly courage on fiscal issues. I think if Obama is able to tie Ryan's plan, and of course Romney has endorsed it,
right,
but it really hasn't stuck yet. You know, I'm in the funny position that I think Ryan has got the figures right. The problem is that he takes it and gives it all in tax relief.
You don't like where he's trying to go with it.
Yeah, and he beggars all the poor.
But do you think one part of the math problem that he describes?
We've got a real health care problem. It's a massive health care problem. My aging body can keep young America from a lot of their aspirations. And so, you know, I mean, what are we going to do? And nobody can be candid about it.
All right, when we come back, I want to talk about the other issue that I know the Obama campaign starts to exploit out here. That's women's issues. Lynn, Perry, Governor Lamb, stick around.